Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Tashwita Gupta, your ACCA mentor. So I'm sure you guys are right now not too tensed. I hope you are not too tensed, even though it's natural if you're tensed because your exam is just around the corner. So tomorrow we are starting with our ACCA exams, and if you're preparing for any exam, skill level or professional level, in this particular video, I am going to discuss some tips and tricks with you just a day before your exam, that what all things you should be doing. And these tips and tricks which are specific to the students who are preparing for my subject, that is FR and SBR, I will be holding some kind of live session maybe on my Instagram or YouTube one day before the exam, which I generally do just to boost you up for your exam. So we'll meet live, and to get notified for that live session, I request you to please join my WhatsApp community. The link you will find in the description box. Getting back to the content of this video. See, if you are preparing for skill level or you are preparing for professional level, one thing which is very detrimental in your success is your time management skill. So are you able to complete your paper on time? That is something which affects your result directly. Whatever you've done in past, studied on time, procrastinated, not able to complete the syllabus, wherever you are in your preparation, done with half the kit, 10% kit, 80% kit, 90% kit, 100% or 2 kits, wherever your preparation is. What happens on the day of the exam, that is what is going to determine whether you're going to pass or whether you're not going to pass. So yes, see, first of all, if you're going into an exam, what thing comes into our mind at the first instance is, what would be the result? And I've seen so many students, when they come out of the paper, they are like, ma'am, I totally blanked out. I don't know what happened to me. I was looking at the other person, I was looking at the question, and I blanked out. And that person has studied throughout the quarter. That person has done so many questions already and given mocks and assignments, everything, and that person is blanking out. And then I see a student who has done like casually everything, very casually, I'll do it, and then they come out and say, ma'am, I think I'll pass. So I feel really bad that why is this happening? So I know we should be preparing for our studies very rigorously, but what happens on the day of the exam is something which determines your success. Anything other than that are secondary factors. Your preparation, everything is a secondary factor. So on the day of the exam, guys, you have to keep your motivation, your confidence totally instilled in you. I have done my best. I'm going to pass this paper. What is this paper in front of me? Whatever my level of preparation is, I can assure you, if you're giving SBL, common sense, on the day of the exam, if your common sense works well, in addition to your general economic sense, you should know economic terms, you should know what is finance, what is various types of KPIs which are there. If you are able to apply your economic common sense, you will be able to get through. So on the day of exam, you have to totally consolidate your emotions. Okay, whatever fears are going on, you have to consolidate them, and you have to concentrate on that question, on that requirement. So if I'm reading a question, there are two types of readers in exam. One will see that person is scratching his head, diverted, because we are already very stressful. So when we are stressful, we want to divert ourselves, so our mind goes here and there. And then when we are reading the case study, when we are reading the question, that question is going over the head, bouncer. Then we read it again. So 5 minutes you took for the initial reading, 5 minutes you're going to take for the second reading. And what is the technique of reading a question? You need to read the case study, the requirement first, and then you need to read the case and find the information in the case study which was asked in the requirement. How will you be able to practice this? How will you be able to implement this? Only if when you're reading the requirement, you're active. You're not absent-minded. You're not letting things go over your head. If those things are going over the head, you're done and dusted there. Don't expect anything from yourself. Maybe by luck you get a 50, but that is not something which we aim, right? Whatever is our preparation, on the day of exam, you have to be that confident kid. Nobody else, but I am going to pass this paper. Get that TG confidence. Okay, I'll do this. I'm going to do this. If not me, then who else? Don't mean that I'm an average kid. I've not done this in my life. I've not done nothing in my life. Will I be able to do this? All negative emotions on one side. What will my parents think? What will my friends think? What will the people in my coaching say? What will my mentor say? Nobody cares. Nobody. If you pass, your parents will be proud of you. If you don't pass, your parents will be in support of you. Others don't matter at all. These people are no one. They'll judge you for maximum 3 days, then they'll forget about it. But you will suffer it for lifetime. So it's better that you understand that all these emotions, fears, which will strike your mind in the day of the exam, in that moment of the exam, you have to fight that back in milliseconds. That's why I'm making this video today. So if tomorrow you're giving your exam, you know, I need to fight this emotion. I need to fight this fear of mine while I'm sitting in the exam center and the paper is in front of me. No other thought, just the exam, active reading. Each word of that case study, each word of that paper should go directly into my head. And if that happens, take it on a stamp paper from me. If you are actively reading, if you apply your common sense, there's no fear in your mind, you're going to pass. I've passed ACC after 10th standard. So what do you think? I was an intellectual. I was a very brainy person who knew everything from finance. No, I didn't even learn debits and credits yet when I sat for my papers. Yes, I had to prepare extra, but when I was giving the paper, I've realized this thing. If you are a student of professional level, you must have also realized ACCA is about your active mindedness, your logic. Cramming doesn't work here. Your logic, your application skills, and application skills are at their maximum if we are intellectually active while solving that question, right? So don't be, fearful. Don't let negative emotions get into your head and deteriorate your performance. Now let's get into the technical bits. Time management for skill and professional level. For both these papers, let's first talk about professional level. If you have a 30 marker question, you have to allocate 1.8 minutes per mark. So a 30 marker question should be done in 54 minutes. Correct? A 20 marker question should be done in 36 minutes. That means if there is a 50 marker, for example, in advanced audit and assurance, there's a 50 mark question, right? So that should be done within 90 minutes, 1.5 hours. So once you follow this technique, and the moment that time crosses, the moment you see, oh, I was doing a 30 marker, 54 minutes crossed, I'll stop writing wherever I am. So you have to make sure you keep the watch in front of you. I don't know if they allow this watch or not. You have to keep the track of time. How do you keep it? That's your headache. You have to keep the track of time and make sure that you complete your questions in the given time limit, professional level especially. The chances of you passing the paper increase multifolds if you complete the paper. If you've completed the paper, most likely you're going to pass. If you have applied your intellectual brain writing perfect answers and still just wrote 60% of the paper, 70% of the paper, can you see the slash in your chances of passing? So we have to make sure that we stick to the time which is provided to us. Now, in the skill level exam, what should I do in this skill level paper? What should be my time management? In the skill level, I would say start with section A, start with MCQs, because 60%, mostly in all skill levels, 60% of your exam success is dependent upon MCQs. And MCQ is very logical. MCQ is not something where you have to express yourself, write some or articulate some answers. You have to select an option or you have to give a figure. So that's quite safe, right? So there's no this thing that the time limit exceeded because I was not able to complete. If you were not able to complete, you can do the guesswork. In Hindi, we call Jai Mata Di, right? So MCQs is something that we should focus in the beginning, because in section A and B, I'll get objective type questions and 60% of my success is dependent on that only. So my brain should be most active while getting this 60% of the mark, right? Then you move to section C. So by the time you reach section C, that is your long questions, 20 marks, I told you 36 minutes. So your section C, question number 1, 36 minutes, question number 2, and again 36 minutes. So approximately, I would say that you should leave 1 hour, 20 minutes or so for section C, and section A and B should be completed in the remaining time. And the most hazardous thing that people do, most hazardous thing, they will start, tilting the pages. They will start reading what is asked next. What is there next? So if you got the paper, the moment you got your paper, AAA students, SBL students, SBR students, they'll be like, what is there? What is there? IFRS 9. Oh, ISA this. PM, what is asked in section C? Now what happens? If you see, for example, in SBL, there was a topic XYZ, whatever the topic was. You were not well prepared for this topic, and for 20 marks, this topic has appeared. In SBL, you read the whole question, right? That's a proper different paper. Let's talk about AAA. This topic comes up and you see it in the question number 3. Now, who told you to check out question number 3? You were supposed to start your paper with question number 1. You have to start your paper with question 1, and you are not supposed to look at what is there in question number 2 and question number 3. Because by the time you'll reach question number 3, anyway, your mind is going to get exhausted. You might not be able to follow the time management skill. Most likely, you will be like in a time crunch, maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes here and there happens. That's normal. So already by the time you reach question number 3, you wouldn't have time to read that difficult bit. So you will deal with it like you do it in graduation, write something and just get off. Get your easy marks. So you will write something, you will not leave it blank. You'll deal with it. You are capable of dealing with it. If you are an Indian student who's done their graduation, you are totally capable of dealing with such questions which are bouncer. Write something. You know the basics. Maybe you're not good in application at that particular requirement, but you're not supposed to leave that question. That's very important. So that means the moment I start my paper, I will start with whichever question my tutor has told. If they have said question number 1, I'll start with question number 1. I'll not see what is there in question number 3. Because if I see what is there in question number 3, I'll deteriorate my quality in question number 1 as well. So just question number 1, start the reading, read the requirement, read the case study, do the brainstorming, start writing. So this is how you're supposed to manage your time, your brain, and make sure that you succeed on the day of exam. So whatever your preparation was, forget about it. There's no way you can go back and change it. Whatever happens, happens for our own good. So let's accept. Let's not be in the guilt mode. Let's not be in underconfident mode. We have done our best in the given time. Now we will have to face the paper with whatever we have in our mind today. Right? So what we are going to do now is, see, step number 1, when you start, okay, one day before the exam, that is today, one day before the exam, what you are going to do? Take a good sleep. 8 hours minimum. 8 hours sufficient. So this is not that till now I've been studying at night, till now I've been, sleeping for just 4 hours, 3 hours, now suddenly uh, on the day of exam also I'll take the same sleep. No. One day before the exam, you need your mind clear. I told you, you need to apply common sense. You need to be active minded. So you can't take the risk of sleeping for 2 hours or 3 hours. Not at all. 8 hours of sleep. The moment you wake up, early morning, if you're waking up at early morning, maybe you can do the revision. I would suggest like around 1 hour before the exam, 1 hour before the exam, read something related to exam. Reason is now you get in touch with the content. Your brain becomes active. You switch the turn, you turn it on, right? So you switch it on, the brain, and now when you enter the exam, you're in a better place. As opposed to I just sleep, get up and go and give the exam. No, take proper sleep, get up, revise, turn your brain on, and then give the exam. And don't talk to people at the center. If you're going on the exam center, I've also experienced this. The students would be standing there and they'll be discussing, I've done this, I've done that, I'm so scared, what will come up. And then after the exam, you're discussing what happened. Don't enter into that. And especially if you're part of WhatsApp groups, these are deadly. Many students on these WhatsApp group will tell what they faced in their paper. They're going to tell you their paper was very difficult, their paper was like this, they'll feel they'll flunk, there was a lot of time pressure, and then you will feel that my paper will also be very difficult. What to do? So if that happens, you will ruin your preparation just few hours before the exam. Don't do that. You'll be scared. So don't watch the WhatsApp groups, what people are saying. Don't let it affect you. Get all the productive points from the WhatsApp groups and not the negative points. Okay? So that is something that I wanted to discuss. So first is take proper sleep. Don't focus on WhatsApp groups and stuff. And then start your paper on the day of exam. Start your paper with question number 1. Don't turn the pages. Don't turn the pages. Fight your fears. Be confident. You need to be confident in your preparation. You need to fight your fear. You cannot say that I'll fail this paper because this. No. That is something we'll see on result day. Today, I am the most intellectual person on this planet and I will pass this paper. If not me, who else? That's your confidence. Okay? So that's it that I wanted to discuss with you. So wishing you all the best for your exam. May God bless you all. Keep smiling and take proper sleep before the exam. All the very best. My wishes, my blessings, everything with you if you're watching this video. So make sure that you let me know if you have any fears, if you have anything to discuss. Feel free to text me on my WhatsApp. The number is given in the description box. So thank you for watching this video and all the very best. May God bless you.